Pitcher's health, replacing bats. Good headline there, John. I think those are the two most critical things. Is Yu Darvish Yu Darvish? Can Joe Musgrove be Joe Musgrove, considering the physical issues that hampered them at the end of last season that knocked them out of the rotation, and the fact that they did not dominate at all during the course of spring training? And the other piece of the question, Juan Soto, different lineup. Will guys around him who didn't hit very well last year be able to hit with Soto not there? That's a big issue. Fascinated to see about Jackson Merrill, opening day pitching. National League schedule is going to be different from what he faced in the Cactus League, but he did hit 300 in spring training. Yeah. Manny Machado is going to DH. He has had a bit of a setback trying to throw from third base in limited practice. They shut him down. He is going to probably DH for maybe the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season as they work him back into a throwing regimen. Have to be very cautious there. And a wild card statement. Can Fernando Tatis revert back to being a superstar rather than just being a good player? You know, he 2 years ago, prior to the suspension, he hit 42 home runs, sitting in the 270s with 42 bombs. Suspension, came back, only hit 257 last year, only hit 25 home runs. Now, granted, he's playing a different position. There was a learning curve there. He, to me, doesn't quite look like the same player that we saw coming up and we saw 2 years ago before the PED suspension. So those are my storylines at the front of the rotation. How do you hit with Soto not being part of the middle of the lineup? And then the questions about Machado, or am I wrong on Tatis? And John Riley says
Tatis is going to have a bounce back season. I mean, you know, because last year he was just trying to get back, right? You know, after all the controversy, I think we're going to see the old Tatis coming up, but I'm intrigued by Mike Shildt. And I think the new vibe in the clubhouse, I think that's going to make a big difference for this team. Are they going to be better than the Dodgers? Probably not. But I think this is a playoff team.
Oh, I think it's periphery playoff if they don't have any setbacks in the rotation.
Right.
If something happens and Darvish or Musgrove can't be you or Joe, then I think they got monster problems, because then they have Dylan Cease and the young Michael King, and then Heinz 57 after that. Hey, by the way, speaking of the Padres, I want to salute Kevin Acee, the Union Tribune. I don't know if you read the newspaper very much these days. He wrote an unbelievably in-depth, well-researched segment, huge part of the sports section today, on the Padres versus A.J. Preller. And then they also did a box summary of all of Preller's trades. And I'll tell you, I write a lot on my website, obviously researching what he did in a week's time to put that together. I mean, it's a volume of information. So thumbs up to the ace, because that was a job well done in terms of that research. Okay,